Merry Christmas, baby. Reindeer's coming out to play. Santa Claus is...
Okay guys, welcome back to the channel. Thanks so much for being here. So we are going to make some cranberry soft vegan cheese, and these are the ingredients that we'll be using. We're going to use 2 blocks of firm tofu. We're going to use 1.5 cups of dry cranberry, 3/4 of a cup of just regular cashews, and these are raw. And then you're going to juice 2 lemons as well, or 2.5 lemons if you like it with more of a zing. And then 2 teaspoons of miso paste. You're going to put in some seasonings as well. And then 2 tablespoons of agave or any sweetener of choice. As far as seasonings go, I'm going to use garlic powder. I'm also going to use a little bit of sea salt. And then if you have parsley, that is my favorite dry herb to use for this, but I didn't have any on this day, so I used dry oregano, and it still turned out really delicious, but I am just going to say that my preference definitely is dry parsley, so if you have it, please use that in the recipe. So I soak the cashews for 20 minutes with boiling water, and they're going to get soft, and they are going to turn this into a very creamy cheese.
The snow is laying 2 feet deep.
So got the processor ready to go, and then we're just going to toss in our stuff. Okay, so I'm going to toss in those cashews. I just drained them. And then I'm going to do the first block of tofu. This is really firm tofu. Like you can just see, it's very firm. So don't get like the really smushy one, because that one's just not going to cut it. So just break that up. Okay, next one. If you want to make less, you can always make less, but it'll stay in the fridge for quite a while. It'll be fine. I know I'm really pushing it, adding all of that in the blender, but this one's pretty good. Like it actually fits a lot of stuff. I'm gonna put 2 teaspoons of miso. We'll just do that. Sprinkle of garlic salt. Go easy on it, because trust me, it is very salty. But cheese has to be salty, so that's why I'm putting it in. So we have the 3/4 of a cup of cashews in here that's been soaked. We have 2 100-gram very firm blocks of tofu. We have 2 teaspoons of miso paste. And now we just juiced 2 medium-sized lemons. You're going to juice that and then throw it in. So I'm going to use agave. If you want to use maple syrup, you can use that. You can use agave, whatever you want to put. I'm going to do agave. And I'm going to do 2 tablespoons of agave. It's not very sweet. This is a very light agave. I will be throwing in the cranberries, but not yet, because I don't want them to be completely pulverized. So first I'm going to get this going, and then I'm going to go ahead and add the cranberries. So, pulse it first, and then you're going to go ahead and process it on high, depending on what the size of your capacity is. I have a Cuisinart that's quite large capacity, so I was able to fit all this. So hopefully you have one that can fit it, or you may have to do it in 2 separate batches. So you see the consistency, I just opened it up. I'm gonna keep pulsing, but do you see what I mean? I have a very large capacity, so I'm able to do this, but you may have to do it in separate batches, or maybe just decrease the amount of cheese. So yeah, I'm gonna keep on going and getting it down a little bit more. And then, yeah, we are just gonna add the cranberries in just at the last moment, just to pulse them in, and that's it. Okay, so I went ahead and threw in the 1 cup of cranberries. I also put a little bit more garlic salt in here. Yeah, let's see how it goes. I hope I have enough lemons. I think that was enough, because 2 lemons I think is more than enough of the acidity, but we're gonna see. So I don't have dry parsley. I'm like so sad. I don't know how I don't have it. I have oregano, of course, you guys know I use oregano and everything. I'm going to put a little bit because I feel like it needs a herb, but parsley would be my #1 choice. But again, you just roll with what you got. And I really feel like a little herb coming through would be nice in this. Okay, I'm also going to put in a touch more salt because I feel like it may need just a little bit more. So salt is added, a little bit of that oregano, and then I'm going to mix it again. Okay, it has like a slight pink tinge to it, but it's very light. I think it's the lighting in here, it's really hard to see, but I'll see if I can show you. So yeah, I think this combination works really well. Like I said, as far as herbs go, parsley would be my #1 choice, but I think oregano is going to work really nice with this. And I like the flavor combinations, and I'm really enjoying the cranberries. So I was not going to pulverize them completely, but I do like the specks in the cheese, so I decided to go with it. So I put 1.5 cups of the dry cranberries. I ended up putting in some extra. Sorry, King's in the background. But I'm going to put it into a mold now. Not a mold, like a bowl, basically. And then just let it sit in the fridge until tomorrow. Okay, so I like to line my little dish. This is just a regular sized little bowl. Just because it's going to be easier to take it out after. So just to make your life easier. I don't usually use saran that often. I was like, oh my God, do I even have any? Because I only buy it when I'm making stuff like this. But I did have some because we don't use it often. So perfect. If you don't, then you may have to oil up just slightly your dish with maybe some avocado oil or something like that. Just so that like it'll make your life easier when you take it out. Unless you just want to eat from this bowl, which is fine. You could just scrape it from in here. But if you want to like flip it on a plate and make it look pretty or whatever, and garnish it, then maybe just stick with something like this, like have the plastic. So I'm just going to fill this up. And okay, I just want you guys to see the texture. Sorry. The texture of it. It's nicely mixed through and it's soft. Like, do you see that? I hope you guys can get it on the camera so you can see what the texture is that we're going for. So nice. And look at the color. Like the color is beautiful. So I'm gonna fill that and then do the next one. Okay guys, so I got 2 cheeses out of that whole mixture and they're really big. So again, you can cut it down to half if you don't have such a big appetite, you're not making it for Christmas, that kind of thing. But this will hold really well in the fridge. So, I mean, I'm gonna probably give one of these to my mom and then the other one we'll use here. But this is great for bringing somewhere, especially during the holidays, because you can just dip it with crackers, you can dip it with veg. So delicious, especially different crackers. You can get like a cracker board and put grapes on it and different fruits and have this. Super delicious. So I'm going to wrap it up and put it in the fridge. Okay, so here is the cheese from this morning. Ideally, you want to leave it overnight, but even after a few hours, you're still fine. You can serve it. So I'm going to open this up. So it's been chilling in the fridge for many, many hours. Be better if this was a flat plate, but it's fine. Just deal with it. Okay. And then there it is. Okay, so here is the cheese. If you wanted to, you can put extra cranberries on top just for garnish to make it look even nicer. You can just smooth it out like this as well. Just so that everything looks a little prettier for serving it. You could put a little bit of parsley in the middle if you were serving this as well. But yeah, so it's very creamy. Very spreadable. Very soft, delicious. Let's see. Okay, so here is the cheese. King. This is really good. But I'm gonna say You don't want a cracker that's too strong because it's more on the mild taste as far as cheese goes. I can definitely taste all of the herbs that I put in. So if you don't like a lot of herbs, then don't put too much. But I like herbs. I like parsley. I like the oregano. So this is perfect for me. So good. This is going to work with me tomorrow. That's what I'm gonna have for lunch. I wish I had different crackers. All I have is these from Costco. But I think a milder cracker, you could taste the cheese a little bit better. And these ones are a little bit strong and a little bit salty. So that's why I'm like trying to taste the cheese sometimes. But I definitely taste those herbs. It's perfect. For me, it's perfect, but you can adjust it accordingly. And if you wanted to add more cranberries, you can go ahead, like I said, on top. That would be really pretty, just to jazz it up a little.